IVM.
We would like to thank Storytel for sponsoring this show. Storytel is an audiobook platform that lets you hear hundreds of thousands of stories on your mobile, on your PC, wherever you prefer. You can get a great deal by signing up at storytel.com/IVM. This week I'm going to recommend a book called The Pleasure of Finding Things Out. It's a book by Richard P. Feynman. Richard P. Feynman, if you're unaware, is one of the most impressive physicists of the 20th century. He's been a public intellectual. You'll find him in all kinds of videos on YouTube. Really, really fun guy to watch and listen to. This is a series of articles, interviews, essays, all that kind of stuff put together, like, short works put together. Really, really fun read. Definitely check it out. The Pleasure of Finding Things Out by Richard P. Feynman. You can get this on storytel.com/IVM. If you go and sign up from that link, what you'll get is your first month for 99 rupees instead of 299 rupees. That's $200 off your first month. Go check it out, storytel.com/IVM.
कृपया ध्यान दीजिए. The language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative. Okay, I just want to quickly say this is one of those passive starts. Reminds me of Doordarshan in the 80s, where the anchor doesn't know he's on. So you can see Tejeshwar Singh telling the other lady, "So what do you had for dinner?" And then suddenly they start talking. And in Bihar, the mudslides caused the death of 7 young laborers. Yeah, I miss those days. So for me, this is very nostalgic and I like it. Before we introduce Utsav to joining us after some time on our show with Silvery and Amit, I want to quickly just talk about that Rihanna tweet, or just my point of view, and please don't take it seriously and attack me or send me to Madhya Pradesh, where apparently the people are not that kind to anyone trying to be funny. Just want to say, everybody's saying, how dare you talk about India? Who the hell are you? You're a foreigner. This is India's internal stuff. Do not get involved. My point is, this technical point is a lawyer's son and a grandson of my grandfather was a lawyer too. And that is, technically, small thing, she is West Indian by descent. And the word Indian is in West Indian. So technically, I just feel that she has that 20% allowance to talk about India because of the West Indian descent. This is just my point. Please don't come at us with letters. But letters will be my generation, but whatever you people do to communicate.
Whether you're an established sports person or a budding one, or simply a sports enthusiast, join us, Tanvi and Shlok.
We are 2 passionate pro badminton players talking policy, mindset and everything sport.
So tune in to the Millennial Athlete every Monday.
Only on the IVM Podcast Network.
Trust us, it's gonna be lit.
In the meantime, let's start the show formally. Because we had a technical, we were trying to talk like airlines, but we have become an airline. Because it's just like everybody else on an airline doesn't really know what's happening. A technical difficulty, late arrival of aircraft, I don't know, engine trouble, a bird on the wing, something like that, all of the above. What's up? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Cyrus.
I don't know why I say welcome, because it's not like you get anything out of it, really.
So I get to kill my time. See, I'm basically working. Supposed to be working right now, but I am on your podcast, right? Yeah. So it's actually good fun. I get time pass and I get paid for it on the side. So working from home has its advantages.
Although for us, work is time pass. So in that sense,
that is also true. In the podcasting world, work is time pass.
And let's talk about your podcast before we bring in the other 2 feathered friends of ours. Your show is doing very well. You've got 8 million people listening.
Yes.
And I'm just thinking, so what's this latest episode all about? Silver, you were telling us offline.
Yeah, so I'm basically realizing that since the Uttarakhand police has said that passports will not be renewed for anti-nationals, so I started talking about places which are like good for aliens, right? So I'm doing this series on alien landscapes, where I'm talking about places which look like Mars but are present on Earth and how it's helping scientists and all. Because I was like, ab to wahi jana padega. I'm also trying to get it.
Where is this place? Just for safety for stand-up comedians to start all over again.
Yeah, actually, stand-up comedians and lawyers both need each other very much these days. I think they're very complementary roles now than they have ever wanted today. So those places are like places in Ethiopia, underground mines in Mexico, and Svalbard in Norway, which is one of the remotest parts of the world, right? So I'm talking about those places, and also what has happened.
Where lower middle class Indians go for holiday is what you're saying.
Yes. Lower middle class millions, people like Cyrus, whose offices are so well protected that even after getting robbed, people don't find anything.
No, not for anything. We've done nothing about it. That's the best part. That's the dormant civilization. Not yet.
Right? There are anyway so many useless FIRs getting filed in this country for no reason.
No, it means talking to the police for 2-3 hours and all that. Which is for me another nightmare. You explain everything, what the envelope. First thing I understand, why is nothing robbed? That would be a really issue. Sorry to segue into my personal problems. Let's go back to your story. So you've identified these places where lawyers and their friends, stand-up comedians, can go together.
And there is a good chance Cyrus, Amit, and all of us actually on this call may never get our passports renewed because we will definitely be anti-national. This is the content you put out. So we can all go there.
I am not anti-national. Biden is the president.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Once I reach Norway, I'll tell you about my nationality and nationalism. Till then, I'll hang out. I'll hang out with Silvery.
I could have OCI issues.
Yeah.
You could really?
Well, I mean, like...
He has to write an anti-government article. Right now, no one's listening to a podcast.
He's already running an anti-government network. I don't think he needs to write articles anymore.
Look at who he looks like, Utsav. We don't need a disclaimer. Look at who he looks like. That's our disclaimer.
But I think
that's our insurance.
Where the resemblance ends, Size. That's where the resemblance ends.
Who knows? Who's going to take a chance? Will you take a chance in modern India? Exactly. Who's the guy who's going to call the bluff and say, agar wo hai, to main kya karega phir? 80-20 bhi, even 20 or 10%, no one's going to take a chance. Back to Utsav's podcast.
Yeah, so apart from that, I'm also planning to move for a month or two to Manali because I'm tired of living in a city. And since I'm anyways working from home, what's the point of being...
But what do you mean Manali? What's the connection? No drug-infused conversation, no?
It's cheap. That's the most important thing, Cyrus. I'm Chindi. It is cheap. And I will go wherever it is cheap. It is cheaper than living in Bangalore.
I had a girlfriend called Manali. She was not cheap. I have to tell you. Still affects me. But if you go to Manali, there's also a Madras cafe which is world famous. I remember on my 2 visits, which is lovely, finding the south and the north. I always love that. You go somewhere and you find something totally different. You know, like El Dorado is the motel name that I stayed in Paris. El Dorado is Spanish. So firstly, what the hell are they doing? I mean, but Indians, we're so happy. El Dorado, good enough. Something foreign in another foreign. I mean, they don't even make sense. Yeah, Manali. And what about, have you checked your Wi-Fi and all that?
Yeah, everything is in place. Wi-Fi, video calls, everything is in place. So I can come back on the podcast again from that very link sitting in Manali.
But now we'll need an outdoor shot, a perspective that you're not lying. Or so you have to give us something. What will you show us?
I will show you nice party people moving in the background and great mountains in the
background. Telling you to leave because you're a foreigner.
Yeah. For. Currently, that's why I'm doing India holidays only because at least I'm national right now. Right?
You hope.
That's also true.
Depends on your alliance with whom and where, and the chop that comes on your head after that. You have to be very careful, sir. Absolutely. It's a very complicated society in India. For example, Silvery is not touring Madhya Pradesh or UP for the next 6 months, he's told me. And his parents are right-wing supporters. They voted BJP and more. Not just BJP, beyond that. BJP is just a cover. Yeah. Amit, on the other side, doesn't display his hand, what cards are there and what we'll be playing. We don't know what Amit is thinking ever.
In what sense? I thought I was an open book, man.
Oh, ow. Books are of no use. I couldn't get a buyer. You have to go online. It makes no sense. Yeah. No, I'm just saying we should have one person who's hardcore right. Just every podcast. Yeah, I just want that balance. Okay? I'm trying to, but I have no conviction for anything. Would you move right?
Let me become this right-wing person for this podcast.
Yes.
I come from a family of hardcore BJP supporters, so let me just do that.
So we all do. So I think we all know the topic.
Yeah. We should have our family members on. We should just get our my
just
parents
have the pictures. We have the picture in the background. You keep saying, but my perspective is different from my family. I live here, whatever. I feel we need that for balance. So what is the right word for flexibility? Let's say flexibility is a better word than balance. All right. Utsav, that's great. Good to know that you go to Manali. So you're putting your money where your mouth is in terms of you are into the vacation business and you're actually going to a place and doing it, which I think is great. It's like we have a lot of these foodies who are on diets. That paradox I can't understand. Maine kha sakte, sweet hai. You're a foodie. You have to eat the bloody food. Now, what's the point of being a foodie and saying I eat only 3 dishes? Kunal Rijekar who's just sitting there as one of them. Ready to go then, Silvery, with topic number 1. Rihanna is what we started with.
Absolutely.
The quick point is, can you show her tweet? Because it's just one line in a picture.
Just showing right now.
I want to just, if we look at it, because it's not, I mean, yes, she's clearly asking a question, but she's not really taking it further than that.
Tweet. All she said was she just posted an article from CNN saying that India cuts internet around New Delhi as protesting farmers clash with police. And she just asked, why aren't we talking about this?
Yeah, and then she started singing.
So, Utsav, as the right-wing representative, you're going to say this is paid, right?
Put on your topi.
This is paid because Rihanna is poor. She needs money, right? And that is why she has been paid. No, please listen to me. I am here to say the right thing. You have to listen to me. Rihanna has been paid. And so is Greta Thunberg, and all these white people who are trying to malign the country are being paid right now.
Yeah, it's very easy to buy a 15-year-old.
Firstly, please understand Rihanna is Punjabi. Okay, it's a very common name. Rihanna saying, I hear it all the time.
So Muslim Punjabi from Pakistan.
Oh, yes.
See, that is what I'm saying.
Cross the border with a song.
This is a conspiracy against our country.
No. I agree with you, Utsav. You've got a point there. I think we should look at it from a balanced point of view, as we mentioned earlier, and we'll keep doing that. Your voice of reason must be heard. It can't just be Silvery telling us about save Mr. Faruqi stuck in a Madhya Pradesh jail for all his alleged atrocities, which include burning, murder, assassination, and one joke. Right? Yeah. Okay. So, any comments about?
Yeah. So then after that, people went crazy. Kangana Ranaut was the most popular, famous response almost immediately, where she goes and says, no one is talking about it because they are not farmers, they are terrorists who are trying to divide India so that China can take over our vulnerable, broken nation and make it a Chinese colony, much like USA. Sit down, you fool. We are not selling our nation like you dummies.
So one second, here's a point of view from a technical point of view again. How does she know, how does Kangana know that at the point of tweeting, Rihanna wasn't sitting? Utsav.
No, I think, Cyrus, you are missing the point here. What you are missing out is that Kangana Ranaut comes with an deep expertise in international policy and diplomacy. She understands international
and geopolitics of the world, because she's
geopolitics of the world, right?
So of China,
the dynamics and the sensitivities of these things, and she understands that this is a coordinated attack on our country, basis the world trying to ensure that India does not become big. I think what she's trying to say is that China and US have come together and want to create a cabal of the most two powerful nations in the world. It does not allow.
No, China swallowed US. She took out the tweet which apparently said that if you go to New York to a McDonald's, you have to order in Mandarin. And she's not mentioned that, or it's been taken off for some reason. So it's very clear that US has been occupied, and rightly so, or not rightly so, whatever, maybe so. And she's putting up Utsav, you tell us, she's saying the right thing, right? That India will not bow down to any foreign power.
No, see, I think you guys are unnecessarily getting involved in the minute of things. See, what facts don't matter, right? You should think of the essence of what she's trying to say. What she's trying to say is this is basically against India, right? And all these people who are calling themselves farmers are terrorists, and they've all been part of sleeper cells, and they have all been there. Yep. So no, you cannot I think I completely support Kangana here.
And it makes sense that millions of terrorists come to one point and show themselves so that they can be rounded up and then put in. Yeah. This is because terrorist behavior around the world.
They're very brave terrorists. They're coming out in the open and really going and saying yes.
They wear it on their sleeve. It's an open
they want to be
policy.
Counted, yes.
OTP, open terrorism policy. Like, here we are. This is what I do. But yes, we have the card. The government wants us to.
Exactly.
With A.
Guys, how much do you think Rihanna's listenership went up yesterday in India? By a lot, I would say, because I'm sure a lot of people didn't know about her in India.
You know that Kangana just a year ago was tweeting about Rihanna being her favorite song and all that.
Really?
Did you see that? Yeah, no. Wow. So somebody wrote back to her that she had tweeted a year ago about saying that Alexa, play Rihanna's Umbrella or something like that, and then she responded to that guy also that my account was being handled by other people. You should know better. This, that. It was just it's amazing how petty that.
But Rihanna's favorite movie is Queen, I'm told. Not the Kangana one, the one about Elizabeth I. I don't know the title, but yeah. So there's a commonality. And I'm glad Utsav is here to broker peace between all these wonderful celebrities.
Kangana makes it easy, right? I mean, like she's a joke and she makes it easy. There are a bunch of other people who kind of spoke about this, right?
Sachin spoke about it. He had a response. This is his response. So basically, a lot of celebrities had like this template kind of response that they all started posting, and with the hashtag India Together and hashtag India Against Propaganda.
I have a technical issue with Sachin's tweet, which is India's sovereignty cannot be compromised. External forces can be spectators, but not participants. India knows India and should decide for India. Hey, what happened to the Third Empire? Why the whole business of cricket is now, the whole idea is that we have a neutral guy sitting with buttons and says out or not out, and he's probably German when India play whoever, Japan in the last test match. Yeah. And then, so that's the way forward for sport.
But Sachin is from the old guard of cricket, no? So I guess
he was the first run out in the history of the business. When the first Third Empire thing back in the early 90s, correct me if I'm wrong, Utsav, in India, South Africa, it was his run out, which was the very first time the button was pressed by a neutral umpire, a third umpire who said out. And he said, oh, banjo, or something like that. I can't remember that.
Yeah. But, just as kind of this, right? I mean, like, does this not strike as like a weird thing to be saying and everybody reacting to in this
But
this
you guys realize that the same group, it's like a honors list. The same group of famous celebrities seem to call. Sachin was a bit from left field, but the rest are all, the same group. I mean, you can literally name them. I won't name them, but
like the usual suspects. Yeah, you would. Yeah.
What I find really strange about the whole thing, though, right, is that everybody is reacting to celebrity, an international celebrity tweeting about an Indian issue.
But
right?
otherwise, no. Yeah.
But otherwise, there's been complete silence on this issue from all of these folks, right? I mean, so it's really.
No, I'm saying all these people act like we never comment on American politics or American issues.
Exactly, that's the other
They
thing,
always
right?
forget that, yeah.
I don't understand what's the logic of it. I think the hashtag should be India against dissent and not India against propaganda. Because no one seems to be dissenting, and only when the government says, oh no, you must dissent now with hashtag I will dissent now.
No, but suddenly this jingoistic, almost xenophobic philosophy where, ours is ours, now you don't interfere sort of thing. When you want it, and then when you don't want it, it's like we discuss everything in the world as a common global world, and the world is one, etc. village. So it's a bit of a selective thinking here that suddenly it becomes like patriotic and, how dare you comment. When all between you and me, it just looks like she's just commenting about, hey guys, what's happening? It's actually not, perhaps obviously saying what's happening, they look like they're suffering, fair enough. Yeah. But she's not really made a hardcore anti-government statement. She's just saying, it looks like a lot of people amassed in a place and I want to know what's happening as a neutral. And I presume she's neutral.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, so it's interesting, right? Also, I mean, a lot of these people, a lot of this reaction is also towards the Greta stuff, right? Greta also tweeted about this thing. And in her case, I mean, I thought she was a fool before and she just proved herself to be more of a fool because she's basically, if
she started believing a myth, Amit, it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
No, she didn't start like a fool.
No, she was a fool only. I mean, I'm sorry, but no, okay, it is unfair because she's a child and she's young, right? But at the same time, it is, she basically takes simplistic, it's a simplistic take on things, right? But over here, even a simplistic take is wrong because a lot of the farmer issues that are there are basically, a lot of these folks are a big part of the pollution problems. Right. And so, I mean, for Greta to be supporting this in such a way is also kind of weird.
So you're talking about hypocrisy, but please understand that Greta in Delhi is not called Greta Thunberg. She's called Greta Noida. Okay. She's a totally different person there. I think her heart was in the right place, but again, the myth starts becoming part of your people around you start, fueling you with whatever prizes, events, this, that. And then Malala, a little bit the same way, not to take away from what happened, but then suddenly it looks like, they're just enjoying the part and the actual, the presence of fighting for the environment. Perhaps a little bit now, this is my thing more than the sincerity of the effort.
So so the sincerity is there. I'm not questioning motives, right? But I am questioning statements, if you will, right? Or the validity of statements.
So you've gone right now. Utsav, you come back. Okay. Flexible, we're Indians,
yes.
Aaj kya chaye, kal ka coffee.
The other thing which I'm seeing a lot on the news is, people talking about how much Rihanna is spending on a beach trip or on a bikini wax, which is completely irrelevant to what she's saying, right? I mean, you cannot, that's like a very strawman argument to pull out the person and not the argument.
This is one of the most beautiful, talented women in the world with lots of money in a free market economy. So what are we talking about? Who's judging that?
No, so it's basically people flipping it around, right? So first, there was the BJP reaction to Rihanna. Oh, she got her check, she's been paid, etc., etc. Or not the BJP, but the IT cell reaction. Yeah. And then in reaction to that, the Congressy morons would go back saying that, oh, she's worth $600 million and she did this and she has this kind of expenses. And now it's being flipped again that this person is completely out of touch. It's amazing how the same facts go ping
Indian
pong,
minds always go back to accounts. No matter what happens, numbers have to be part of an explanation if you're an Indian. And I totally buy it. Because whatever it goes into the background and out come the numbers. And see, the numbers are outpouring and will continue. But I want to say one thing. Do you think her sales, as Silvery mentioned, very astute point, will they go up or down? Because now what is the mood? Because we are a huge market for them. There's no question about that. My kids' generation, all these are huge names. So, Silvery, what do you think? Do they get...
For sure going up. Absolutely.
Going up.
But my question is the value of an Indian audience in terms of money, how much they can pay versus an US audience is massively different. Let's look at YouTube rates. It wouldn't really matter to Rihanna, I think.
Utsav, the famous Sangeet, you're a guy who vacations, you understand that, is the Punjabi Sangeet. That is the number one spending area of India. Okay? Yep. That's where she will be getting the most number of clients who will happily call Rihanna, and Rihanna will now have her own Punjab Haryana area. She is safe.
Was she there at one of the big weddings? Did she do? Was she?
Beyonce
if I'm not mistaken.
Beyonce was there. Beyonce was there. Sorry.
Oh, that's like racism. Guys, control yourself.
No. Beyonce was there. But
yeah. No, listen, Rihanna may have been there. We don't know. There are so many high-profile Indians who... I know in Dubai she was there once when I was... for a wedding. Where she flew on her own plane and all that. I mean, it's the way the treatment is unbelievable. Would have happened in India, I'm sure.
And let's not forget, this is the news cycle. So ultimately, 3 months down there, no one's going to remember this. Rihanna is still going to be called by all the NRIs to their Sangeets.
Actually, I have an idea. You want to save Rihanna? Start saying Beyonce had done the tweeting. Indians are very confused very quickly. And in 3 days, Beyonce will be attacked by the same people.
Yeah, I would like to turn right now and say that if we repeat the lie 1,000 times, it will become the truth. So, yeah, let's do it about Beyonce. Or actually, let's do it about Adele. She's anyways retired.
Did Gobel say 1,000 times or 100 times? See, again, you're an Indian. You made 100 into 1,000.
Of course, that's exaggerated.
The famous Nazi philosophy was 100 times. But you come back to your 100 kuch nahi hai. 1,000 times you have to say the lie.
Social media, no.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to acclimate Reese.
You have to move with the times. Cyrus, catch up with the times.
I bow to you. I bow to you. I've got a slap on my face, Sergi. I've got a slap. See, my cheeks are red already.
That time you had to write pamphlets and newspaper and all, right?
And throw it down and then make Germans read, which is all the wrong things we see on the show. Where will we hide? We've abused Europeans, Americans, Canadians, Sweden. Where do we go?
We'll go to the alien landscape, Cyrus. We'll go to Svalbard. We'll go to Ethiopia, Mexico, and places like that.
Mexico, they look like us. I'll be very unhappy.
Those will be the nowhere places where you write your postcards from and stuff?
Exactly. That's where I write my postcards from. We'll reach nowhere like the podcast.
He goes to Mexico, he'll be living in a motorcycle.
I was trying to push the show a little bit. Postcards from nowhere. Everybody, please listen to it. IVM Podcast Network. Great show. Amazing travel stories.
No one plugs the shows as much as we do in a transparent fashion because we try metaphors and others. Nobody's listening to you on the podcast. I mean, the panelists.
So you're like shameless plug karte hain.
You have to. You have to be transparent. It's like supposing you were suffering from COVID. No one will even be able to hear you here. You'll have to say, look, I'm COVID positive, guys, stop. You've got to do it that way. It doesn't work. By the way, I'm not, as of now. I'm leading a test, though. I'll be doing my 9th test in a couple of days. So I think that's more than you guys.
9 tests, huh?
And only paid for one, huh? One I paid for, 8 non-paid for.
That's CNBC.
No, this will be for, I have to travel outside.
For your travel, okay, right.
Let's say Sweden. Wink, wink. Kya naam kya tha? I can't even pronounce it. Svalbard. Svalbard.
That's Norway. Svalbard.
This sounds like Bihar only. Svalbard.
Svalbard.
I need to see this on a map, my brother. You've been fooling people with your super successful show called Postcards
from Nowhere.
I was going to say Caribbean. I don't know why. Postcards from the Caribbean, Rihanna.
20% Indian, right? So,
do you think they'll boycott West Indian goods? The question being, what are West Indian goods in India? But there must be something. I know one thing, which is anyway illegal. Whoosh, okay. Break time, and we'll be back.
जिंदगी डायरीज के पन्नों में कुछ पुरानी यादें, समुंदर किनारे झूमते दरख्त, जवान दिल की धड़कनें और अनजान मुलाकातें हैं। तो आइए खोलिए मेरे साथ जिंदगी डायरी के पन्ने और साथ ही खुलकर जीते हैं जिंदगी। आप सुन सकते हैं जिंदगी डायरीज IVM पॉडकास्ट ऐप या वेबसाइट पर या जहां कहीं से भी आप अपने पॉडकास्ट सुनते हो।
Break time is over and we are back. We've got lots of comments from people saying do not support Rihanna, and we haven't. Let me be clear, we have not supported Rihanna. We've just put it out there and discussed it. There's no support coming from us. We're not bras here. We don't want to help people balance their things.
We're leaving the door open for the government to contact us, bribe us, and then for us to post.
No, there's no bribe. We will toe the line. I've always said we will toe the line. We are professional cowards, and I want that to be clear. Let's not confuse us. But let my brethren take the pain and beating in Madhya Pradesh for us, because collectively, I think everyone should not suffer. Utsav, which role are you playing?
What is required right now? As we said, we're very flexible.
It depends on the topical. Now we go away from Indian politics to Burma or something, so we should be okay.
Oh, Burma. I actually have worked extensively in Burma, so I do have an informed point of view for it.
Can we call it Myanmar or Burma? It's always confusing.
So the thing is, it was changed to Myanmar because the population, 75% of the population racially identifies as Burmans. But the country wanted to say that it's not just about the Burmans, it's everyone who lives in the country, so it's Myanmar now.
So the other 25% don't include the Rohingyas, obviously.
No, that is a joke.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's the whole thing, right? All the Nobel Peace Prize winners are the ones who start wars. So
I heard there was something about the Burma versus Myanmar, that basically a lot of governments who are in opposition to the military rule continue to call it Burma as a kind of deliberate this, right? So
also the Rangoon versus Yangon thing is also there.
Right.
But that is the pronunciation, right?
No. It's not just the pronunciation. It's a lot to do with the history. But onto the current coup, The thing is that the way the Myanmar democracy is structured, that the party which is supported by the military only needs to win about 186 odd seats to win to become the government, whereas the party with Aung Suu Kyi represents needs 333 seats. Now, when the elections happened and they contested, the party supported by the government won, I think, some 2 digits.
96.
37.
Yeah.
No,
the
government with the military won some 35 or 30.
Oh, yeah. Correct.
Right.
And
so
they
what
claimed it
happened
was
is that
fraud.
just before they were going to session into parliament, they made this coup so that because if the parliament started and went into session, they would legitimize the election. Right. So basically, they did an entire coup around it. And unfortunately, Myanmar has never flourished well under a dictatorial government. I think it's been proven time and again that armies shouldn't govern. Armies cannot run a country. They can provide security, and that's what they're great at, and that's what they should do. Even the people, having worked about 3 years in the market, even the people are very, very clear that they do not want to go back to a regime, which is what, of course, showed up in the elections as well, right? But what's happening is that the military has been losing control over the country, right? And that's not sitting well with them. They thought the elections would sort of, help them legitimize their power, which has also not happened.
Yeah.
And that's why the coup has been called. I'm not saying Aung Suu Kyi herself is very clean. She clearly had a part in the Rohingya genocide. Ethnic cleansing of Rohingyas.
But isn't it Aung Suu Kyi?
Well, some of her actions make me feel they say that, but I think she's still a better alternative than the military right now, and they're trying to legitimize their rule, which I don't think will go very far for them.
But there have been protests rife in Myanmar because that people have been honking on the streets as a sign of protest.
Yeah.
And
that's a very civilized way to protest. I would like that.
Burmese are very, very polite people.
Oh, is it?
They're very, very
like
nice
the Thai, is it? So who bother them? Just honking. I mean, that's so sophisticated. I mean, like, I don't like your ways. Ping, ping, ping. I mean, it's great.
No. So I remember this that we used to do. I work in market research and we used to do like surveys with them. Some of the surveys were like 1.5 hour long surveys. Okay, we were so polite and nice. And sit with you and patiently answer all your questions. When in India you can't do 15 minutes also. So there's a very nice and polite culture per se.
How
and
sad!
Of course,
what a paradox! You're saying nice and polite culture, laid back people only want to honk, and yet they have all this crap happening for the last 30 years.
Longer than that, no? I mean, like
Burma's
been
Myanmar has been under the government.
But India has done their bit to preserve Burma. If it disintegrates completely, there's an explosive situation and could go out like a bomb at any point. We have kept a Burma right here where my office lane is. It's called Burma. It's a lovely little restaurant, a slice of Burma where so that's the last bastion for any Burmese.
That's near your office, or what? I thought it was
right there.
Okay.
You want me to book for you because it's even in pandemic it was overcrowded.
No, so I've ordered from there. I mean, like it was really good food. I've ordered from there before.
And you thought it was coming from Burma?
No, I thought it was. Closer to Churchgate Station than your office.
Interesting part about going to Burma is that if you go and ask for if you ask for khao sue in Burma, people will generally look at your face and like, what is that?
What do you mean? It's a lie? Really? It's not a Burmese dish.
So thing is,
now we have some news.
It's not something which is so popular as the world has made out to be. There is so much more to.
Some foreigner has brought it back at some point and made it popular. Is it? Correct.
So it's like how people think that we eat butter chicken and paneer butter masala all day, which is clearly not the truth for Indian cuisine.
I would like to.
Cyrus, I think all your workout will go down the drain if you start doing that.
It's a good butter chicken gravy. For me, the quick segue, when I don't have to eat the paneer or the chicken and I can eat the gravy with the roti, that means it's heaven. So that's my litmus test. But otherwise, I never do that. I only eat the pieces and in the meal.
So, quick question: which is the best one in Bombay? Each of us.
Gaylord's gravy number one for me.
No, what's the best one in Bangalore?
I don't know. I don't know enough about Bangalore at this point to give you.
Okay, so Bombay.
Yeah, I think Gaylord's.
Gaylord, Antrich.
Are we talking about gravy? Best?
Yeah, the best.
No, whatever. Totally with the experience of eating it, then you can decipher and cut it down to one.
Man, there is a good restaurant in Powai that my family likes called Guru Kripa.
Okay.
God, what's Punjabi about that? I mean, how would you know?
Yeah.
You like what you like. My favorite's actually one right outside your office, just Trishna.
Trishna's good, but it's a South Indian, North Indian dish. So that's different. For me, it's like a different dish. I like that as well.
But I like Mangalorean, I think.
It's Mangalorean, and they were, growing up in Bombay, all the Grand Center, Chicken Center, they had this different way of making with lots of oil and all. But if you want that thick gravy, which is more the Punjabi-ish version, then that comes from Gaylord's. So
Grand Center used to be such a great place when I was a kid. When I used to go as a kid.
You should be going there drinking as a kid.
Yeah,
correct. We used to go with family. With family.
How does family go to Grand Center?
Parents forced you to drink alcohol.
Chips.
Yo,
Free
I
chips
cannot
and
believe
chana
this.
all day. You just
Free
sit there.
chips because you order alcohol, Baba. It only comes because of the
Why should I
alcohol.
order the alcohol? I mean,
He's the
as
guy who
kids,
eats all the chakna when
chips.
people are drinking.
Exactly, that's exactly it.
That's truth.
It's a
Who
lot.
doesn't drink?
No,
When you
so wait,
turn to have
dude,
your-
he was going there when we were going there at the same time.
Yeah,
His family was that family that we would see every so
like, what
often.
to be your family? What's wrong with you?
And we'd be like, what the hell is a family doing over here?
My first birthday was at Grand Center.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was drunk as hell.
Okay,
No, I
what
wasn't.
year was that? Give me the year. Give me the year.
This was 93.
This
there.
is-
I was very much there.
I was very much going there.
much
Yeah,
there.
I was
My
very
college
much at
days,
Grand
bro.
Center in the 90s.
Yeah. Grand Center, Chicken Center, both.
Yeah.
So if it was a weekend, we may have seen you. Not too much in the week, but I want to notice a 1-year-old just irritate me because you drink a couple of drinks, you're in your late teens, early 20s, you want to see chicks, and Grand Center ain't got no
No,
chicks.
you got no.
The last thing you want to see is a 1-year-old kid that kills the whole, sexual thing of the Friday night feeling. Oof, ouch.
Yep.
I miss those days, man. Who was in power then?
Congress, definitely.
Stop it.
Okay, let's get to the Amazon story. Jeff Bezos has announced that by Q3 of this year, he would have stepped down as the CEO of Amazon.
I have
And,
one question. No, wait, I'm going to interrupt you right now because it's
Yes,
the most
please.
important question.
Yes.
After Satya Nadella takes on Microsoft, after Sundar Pichai takes on Google, why is not an Indian taking over? That is my
I know.
most important question.
You have my full
This is
support.
a conspiracy against Indian talent, and you have done so much brain drain from
Yes.
here. What is the how can one guy who has worked for that company for 25
But now
years
let me tell you,
want
the
outside
gentleman you are talking about who's succeeding Bezos, his surname is Jassi. Let me dig in and find out whether he was at the agitation or whether he's involved in any way from our side of the border.
Yeah.
We have to figure that out.
Also, if you're looking for an Indian to take over, my friend Akshit Bhatia works for Amazon already. Please make him CEO, I would
What
say.
the fuck does this Akshit Bhatia do? Is he a delivery boy?
He's a coder for them, software side.
No chance.
So-
Coders never get anything.
But does he live in
But
India?
in
They're the
AWS, he works
they are
on
like
Amazon
the
Web
Chinese
Services.
children who exploited all their lives to make stuff for Americans. It's the same thing. The coders kept in a room, made to work and given nothing. Am I right, Amit? He goes nowhere.
Basically, programmers are supposed to just do work and chill.
Suck it, bro.
Yeah.
You're the Mazduro of the world, man.
You need
Of
an
the tech
MBA.
world. Yeah. You got no union. Fuck off. Just see. His name is JSSEY or something. I just check. I'm not.
His Andy Jassy.
Andy Jassy.
So
उधर जाके वो accent बन जाता है ना. Andy Jassy. He's bloody Jassy from here. Come on.
Yep.
Now it'll be Jassy. हाँ,
So
बोलो.
people had no idea who Andy Jassy was before this, obviously, but now it's coming out that he's been at Amazon for about 25 years.
Yeah.
It's a better
he's-
relationship that
he's headed-
Bezos had with his wife. Do the
Yeah,
math.
basically, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. And
he's headed their biggest things, right? He's been the head of AWS. Yeah.
yeah, that's Amazon Web Services. He's
Yeah.
been
But
the
guys,
CEO
come
of.
on.
started
One
it.
of the biggest, if not the biggest company in the world. Do you think they're just going to give it to anybody? I mean, he'll do that. Come on, they'll Google search it.
He must have been part of the succession plan for a while. Now, a company
100%.
this large, they know who's coming next.
Yeah. And I mean, they always pick an old hand. It makes sense because he knows the culture, internalizes the culture. So I think it makes sense to pick someone like that. I think, and because AWS is just very recent, like AWS last 5-10 years. I mean, he must be there with Amazon when Amazon for the first 5-6 years made zero negative
Yeah,
money.
yeah. He's
So I
been
think
there.
he's been there for a very, very long time. I think one other thing which is going to be a challenge for him is the amount of lawsuits Amazon is facing consistently over, and the number of fines they're doing for violating policy. That's going to be a challenge, and that's always the visionary CEO like Steve Jobs and Tim Cook, and now you have Bezos and this guy coming in. It's always going to be a challenge. from a
Also, the
culture.
pressure, if Sachin retires and Virat comes in, the pressure of those big shoes. So now Bezos is bigger
Doesn't
than larger
matter,
than
Cyrus,
life.
they're tweeting the same thing.
Oh, okay. Do they have one remote control which controls everything? Huh?
Everything, yeah.
Similar to here. All right. But one thing which we have to iron out for the Indian market to grow, they have to change the pronunciation to Amazon. It's just not working because that's where the money lies. You can't. The Z has to go out of it as you localize in India. I feel this is my suggestion. If you can tell them, just see if you're listening, and I'm sure you are. Go ahead.
We'll ask Antarik's friend, Mr. Bhatia, to do it. Mr.
Yeah,
Bhatia
correct.
can
He's
put
a
it in the
coder.
code of
He's a
Amazon.
coder. They're kept in a fridge. You won't even see him. He has no life. Only
Do you guys think there might be like a more sinister reason as to why he's stepping down as CEO? I think
Like
it's
what?
possible that maybe there's a huge scandal about to come out, and he's got news of it beforehand.
sexual
Now
scandal.
he's like, okay, I got to distance myself. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. Sorry,
Are you think that's because of the stock price does not fall?
it will definitely fall, but it might fall.
Engineering
less.
the stock price. What? Give us what you think it is.
I don't know, maybe some affair, some Me
first
Too
of all,
thing.
he's already had an
Come on,
affair.
affair.
I
you're
don't know
just-
anything. Okay, not affair.
America,
but
affair is
could be
not bringing
like a
anything
bigger Me Too
down.
thing.
And at this point, whether Bezos steps down or not, he's still going to be associated with Amazon. He
Yeah.
is
Exactly,
Amazon in
that's
many
true.
ways. So it
Yeah.
won't matter, I think. I don't
And
think
he's
it's bad.
not like completely stepping down. He's going to continue doing some of these stuff.
Yeah,
Right? He's going to continue
exactly.
the space.
If
Space
he
thing.
wants a job in India, he has to go by the name Bezos. No, sir. Bezos will be safer. He'll have to go with Bezos. Amazon and Bezos. This is just my little 2 bits. I hope they listen to us because localization is everything.
I think he
Guys,
can then become Bejan Daruwala also. It will become very.
passed away. Gustav Gayo.
Oh,
Lovely
he
man.
did?
Gone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Gone. What a dampener. Sorry. Apologize to his family. But Silvery, let's go to the AMAs now because I have to pretend to work in 3-4 minutes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and LinkedIn too, for that matter. And we've been putting up some content on LinkedIn, so do check that out. I'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Storytel and The Whole Truth Foods. Thank you for supporting us. So, great week on the network again this week. Definitely do check out the Pragati podcast. Pavan spoke to Chris Ashok. They discussed science, knowledge, and the wonder of Indian home cooking. Staying in the realm of food, on This Round is on Me, we had AD Singh as a guest. Gauri and AD discussed the 10 years anniversary of The Table and the 20-year anniversary of Olive. So two of Bombay's biggest restaurateurs have a conversation about the restaurant business. All Things Policy celebrated 500 episodes on January 27th. Manoj talks to Aditya and Anirudh about the surprising origins of the podcast, its evolution over the last few years, and its exciting future. This episode also marks their video debut, so definitely do check that out on YouTube. On Storytellers and Storysellers, Vineet talks to Ranjit Pratap Singh. Ranjit is the co-founder and CEO of Pratilipi. Pratilipi is a company that's recently acquired IVM, and Ranjit on this episode discusses his plans to build a homegrown media empire, his love for comics, and how India can have its own comic cinematic universe. And finally, Cyrus had an exciting week. We had some amazing guests this week. We had Vishal Gundal come and talk about Fauji. We had Atish Tathir talk about the various issues that he had been facing with his OCI card and other things like that. We had Adam Dow talk about things going on in the US and the evolution of what's happening there. We had Siddharth Kannan come and talk about his history with Cyrus and his new show. So definitely do come check that out as well. And with that, let me take you back to your show.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me.
Okay,
AMAs?
first this one comes in from Harvesh Kasad. Hey, hi Harvesh again. Welcome here.
Forways is my travel agent. Harveys, I don't know. Huh?
Harvesh is that Nets fan, isn't it? I think he is.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
It goes, Rihanna and Greta tweets on farmers' protests is an interesting dilemma for the Indian government and their supporters, because you cannot call them anti-nationals. I mean, yeah, but they are being called anti-nationals. Okay, that's not a question.
No, you can call them anti-national, but where's the logic in that? People are asking questions like you ask in any country. If I ask about the Myanmar coup, it doesn't mean that I'm pro or against anything. I'm just asking what's happened. Firstly, that's the judgment comes later. What's happening, guys? Why did this happen? That's what I read.
Right.
But I'm not a lawyer. Let Amit take that on.
No, I agree with that. I think the more interesting question over here is the overreaction, right? I mean, like the fact that she said what she said is fine, but the overreaction.
Public enemy number one. I mean, really?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that's kind of like they talk about this, right? If you're a confident nation, this kind of shit should just flow off your back. You shouldn't give a shit. Why is the Home Minister responding to a pop star's tweet?
A much worse piece of news happened at the same time, far more dangerous for the world than this, and no one even talked about it. Australia pulled out of the South African tour. I mean, just like that. I mean, for me, my world was crumbling listening to that news, and it's just nothing. It's all
not
about
enough
priority.
cricket in the world these days.
There isn't, Amit. If there's more cricket, there'll be less protests, fights, wars, coups. Trust me, more sport. Just follow my example. More sport will save the world.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you can't cancel these things. It's far too important. Greta Thunberg, I mean, what have you done to the world? Just to take sides. Since Utsav is not playing the right card properly, I just think we have to keep oscillating like a pendulum, left, right.
It's difficult to go against your own convictions and play that card. So yeah.
Well, I've been insincere for the last 49 years. I have no problem, no conviction whatsoever.
Cyrus, not everyone is as talented as you are.
There
So
you
yeah,
go.
give us
I
some
keep telling Kunal
credit.
Kamra, learn from me, man. You got to stop being honest. Honesty is a terrible policy. Who told you it's good? Yeah. What's up? What's the next one?
Yeah, next one comes from VB. Hi again, VB. He says, are there any rules about what we should post on social media now? I am really scared to post any opinions.
He's right. And let Utsav, right of center, tell us everything. Utsav, what are the rules when you're tweeting?
Yes, so I think we are setting up the government is probably setting up a task force to, like how China has, to basically provide a score against all our social media opinions, which will then get linked to our Aadhaar. So please do not try to post anything which does not put this amazing government in a bad light.
Use your head. Words like Mughal, minorities, Pakistan, all these words. You just avoid certain words and you should be okay with your tweet.
Yes, so you can just end up using articles and prepositions because you'll not be able to write anything of value.
Yeah.
Yes, of the A and some numbers randomly.
And don't point to pictures because pictures again lead to more words and we don't want that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's a sensible, actually it would help. If the government says just stick to these 20 words and whatever we want to say, I think it would help a lot. We'd be like, okay, this is it. This is how we express ourselves. We have only these 20 words to use.
And always prove your Indian credentials after every social media post so that no one can tag you as anti-national.
So flag is enough. What do you do? How do you do that?
So you say that, you say that my family fought in the army in this war.
Correct.
And my parent was a civil servant and stuff like that. So
if I say I'm directly descended from Puru, who fought Alexander in the Hydaspes, now called Indus River battle, where Indian historians say he won and Alexander ran off, is that good enough?
Yeah, I think you will become an overnight sensation.
That's all I want to know.
That's what you need to do now. Yeah.
You just got to find the connect. Utsav is teaching us. Find the connect. Find your place in history. That's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
With that, now that everyone knows that, you can be the next CEO of Amazon.
Who?
Who are you talking about?
You, Cyrus.
Me?
Cyrus, yeah.
I can't start a computer.
Because of your lineage. Oh, yeah.
I'm sure when Jeff Bezos started Amazon, he couldn't start a computer either. So I think Cyrus, it's okay.
He handwrites. he and Donald Trump are the last two of the Mohicans. They handwrite to each other. You bastard. Sorry, that's more like that's my Hong. Listen, the word bastard in different cultures has a different accent to it. In Hong Kong, it's you bastard. Remember those old martial art films? You bastard. Yeah.
That was American dubbing, dude.
No, you do the American bastard because that's a different
bastard. It's bastard.
You bastard.
In India, it's bastard. In India,
More the British bastard. Yeah. Which we'll hear now when Joe Root starts performing from tomorrow. The sledging will be back to English, which we can understand. Not Aussie. What do you say, mate? You bastard. We
have a cricket-related question.
Okay.
Siva Patori asks, Cyrus, what's your prediction of India-England series starting tomorrow?
I think India 3, England 1. I think they'll win 1. Where they bat first, and maybe one of the two Chennai tests. And because I'm very worried about Anderson and Archer of the ball, they're using a harder red ball. They expect more seam, more swing. If they can get 2-3 early wickets, then they could win one game. But having said that, to beat India and India over 4 innings, you've seen the fight we showed in Australia. So I think that morale is really high. Plus, 5 of our champions won't make the 11. Because at the moment, the old guys come running back, which is, I've never seen an Indian team like this. But there's so many options that we can play 2 teams against each other and they'll call England on the rest day. Something like that. So I think 3-1 at best for England.
Okay.
I agree with Cyrus.
It's the conference finals, bro. Northern Conference. Northern is right. Yeah.
My prediction is that we will win 5-0. I know there are only 4 test matches. That doesn't matter.
No. Never say that. The joke is done now. You're doing a Vijay. This is called doing a Vijay. Never explain it.
You are trying to malign and undermine my opinion as a representative of the alternative opinion on this podcast. I will explain and justify whatever I want.
Fair enough. Please don't mention Mughal rule. That's all. Huh? In the 4 test series.
Yes.
All right. Okay, guys, I think I've got to run and pretend to do something. Sure. We'll see you soon. Utsav, thank you so much for being there. And please be in touch from Manali, for God's sake.
Absolutely.
Manali is close to a couple of BJP states, and I'm a little worried for you.
I'm sure it's better than the experience you had with Manali.
Wow. Well, that's out of the ground. We cannot come back. No comeback with that. We end with that beautiful. That ends the game. Dhoni hitting it out of the ground. World Cup is ours. See you soon.
So just a quick thing before, so we're done, but just a quick thing. Sorry about the delay, Alihan. And if everybody wants to catch the entire episode, listen to us on the podcasting apps. We're not just on YouTube.
Can I just say, I'm not really sorry about the delay. I think it's all part of being in India. Everything is like that. Nothing goes on time. So just suck it. That's the way it is.
This was my kind of way to segue into asking people to listen on the podcasting apps if they don't catch the entire thing.
I don't see the inner meaning. I'm just so full of myself and want to hear my own voice. I should join the party in power.
Amit, stop being subtle. Be like the other Amit.
Yeah. 2 sixes of 2 balls. I'm declaring the match here. Sorry, boys. This is it. Too much. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you. We need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
Working Monday to Friday glued to your chair making you feel dull? Worry not. Get your 5-minute weekly dose of travel around the world with Postcards from Nowhere. Join me every Thursday as I explore the strange, obscure and fascinating parts of the world and bring out facets of travel you may not have thought of before. You can find us on the IVM Podcast app, website or wherever you get your podcast from.
पेश खिदमत है आपकी शान में हमारे अंजुमन से. Hi, I am Sadaf.
And I'm Arshit. खाने का इतिहास, इकोनॉमिक्स, पॉलिसी, साइकोलॉजी सब है मेन्यू पे.
Only on the Nankali podcast every Wednesday. सिर्फ IVM Podcast ऐप या वेबसाइट पर या फिर जहां से भी आप अपने पॉडकास्ट सुनते हो.